Welcome to the Sapulpa High School Veterans Day Assembly in celebration of the 248th birthday of the United States Marine Corps. Please rise for the marching on of the colors and remain standing for the national anthem.
Ready, go. Gary, go. Ready, go. March, march. Hold it, hold. Praise and colors. Gary, colors. Ready, cut. Order, colors. Ready, cut. Forward, march.
Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. Before we begin, I would like to welcome Mr. William Lowe, Speaker of the National Council for the Muskogee Nation and our guest of honor today. I'd like to thank the administrators, principals, assistant principals, faculty, and staff. And I just want to say I commend all of you for the tremendous respect that you show on Veterans Day. It is a testament to you, our city, and this school. And so I commend all of you. Our Adjutant, Riley Wilson, will now read the 13th Commandant's Marine Corps birthday message.
On November 1st, 1921, John A. Lejeune, 13th Commandant of the Marine Corps, directed that a reminder of the honorable service of the Corps be published by every command to all Marines throughout the globe. On the birthday of the Corps, since that day, the men and women of our Corps have continued to distinguish themselves on many battlefields and foreign shores, in war and peace. On this birthday of the Corps, therefore, in recognition of the will of the 13th Commandant, a reminder of the Corps' honorable service is published as follows. On November 10, 1775, a Corps of Marines was created by a resolution of Continental Congress. Since that date, many thousands men have borne that name Marine. In memory of them, it is fitting that we who are Marines should commemorate the birthday of our Corps by calling to mind the glories of its long and illustrious history. The record of our Corps is one which bears comparison with that of the most famous military organization in the world's history. During 90 of the 146 years of its existence, the Marine Corps has been in action against the nation's foes. From the Battle of Trenton to the Argonne, Marines have won foremost honors in war, and in the long era of tranquility at home, generation after generation of Marines have grown gray in both war and peace, and in every corner of the 7 seas, so that our country and its citizens might enjoy peace and stability. In every battle and skirmish since the birthday of the Corps, Marines have acquitted themselves with the greatest distinction, winning new honors on each occasion until the term Marine has come to signify all that is highest in military efficiency and soldierly virtue. This high name of distinction and soldierly repute, we who are Marines today have received from those who preceded us in the Corps. With it, we also receive from them the eternal spirit which was animated by our Corps from generation and has long been the distinguishing mark of Marines in every age. So long as that spirit continues to flourish, Marines will be found equal to every emergency in future as they have been in the past. And the men of our nation will regard us as worthy successors of the long line of illustrious men who have served as soldiers of the sea since the founding of our Corps. Now, a message from the Commandant of the Marine Corps.
To this day, young men and women choose to raise their right hand and swear an oath to something greater than themselves.
Die with my boots on. Let's do it.
Combat is ugly.
You see, I don't like this. Hey, I'm not gonna flash it. He's gone. You know, because he was laying right there. He's not there no more. He was laying up. I shot him like 5 times, but I can't.
If you think combat is great, then you haven't been here.
So we were taking fire all day long. Lieutenant Calvin bent over to grab his radio. A tracer round came through the left armhole of his flak jacket and out the right armhole and just barely penetrated the skin. Crazy thing was that when he was a young enlisted Marine, he got a tattoo on his back that said Marine, and the tracer underlined the word Marine. That's the kind of story that people won't believe unless you show it to them.
I've been shot a few times and blown up and stabbed. I owe my life to Navy corpsmen. Those are unsung heroes.
When you're in a battle and you're wounded, but you know you can still pull a trigger, the thing that keeps you going is the man to your left and the man to your right.
Since its birth, the Marine Corps has sought to find those exceptional individuals who embody the qualities of toughness, grit, honor, courage, and commitment. qualities required of a professional warfighting force that is not only capable, but willing to do the hard things on behalf of the nation.
Victory in every climb and place does not happen by chance. From the unforgiving jungles of the South Pacific, to the snow-covered mountains of Korea, to the bloody streets of Hue and Fallujah, Marines have prevailed because they had moral courage, steel backbones, and a ruthless commitment to a tradition of excellence.
And with preparation comes confidence. The more prepared you are, the more you rehearse, the more you drill, the more confident you get. And so we're ready to go.
The Marine Standard is the only standard, and discipline is the currency of our Corps. This is the bedrock of our ethos, and what makes us unique from any other fighting force in the world.
Discipline and being lethal, I see it every single day, from the fire team to the squad to the platoon level. When the Marines are running up a recon, running through the low trail, going to the dojo, making themselves more lethal and fit, and that directly correlates to when you go do, Rangers 400 or do a company cliff assault. And that's only going to continue to bleed on when they go overseas and take care of business.
Today, we continue to prepare for the next fight. And while the faces, weapons, and formations are new, the fighting spirit of the individual Marine has never changed. When the nation calls and the orders given to send in the Marines, every friend and every foe understands that help or destruction is on the way.
Right now we have more capabilities than we ever had in the past, from weapon systems, platforms, and technology to be able to be lighter and faster and more lethal.
As Marines, we do not decide when the next fight will come, but we do decide who wins.
The Marines who came before have paved the way. They prevailed against all odds, in the face of unimaginable hardship, and yet they kept their humanity. They kept their honor clean.
The character of war will change. The battlefield will evolve, and the equipment will modernize. But the warrior ethos of our Corps stands firm. We do not simply say that we're first to fight. We work hard every day to prove it.
To our adversaries, I would say if you see that U.S. Marines and you see that Marpat, I would say you better stand by. Because if you don't think these Marines are working every single day to better their craft and skills, you got another thing coming. Because these Marines aren't going to stop until the mission is accomplished and you're destroyed.
It's funny when you're a Lance Corporal and you got combat action, Navy Unit Commendation, Marine Corps Expeditionary Medal, and a Sea Service, and they look at you like, where have you been? Nowhere. I just went where the Marine Corps sent me.
We are people who are dedicated to the service to others. If there's somebody that's in trouble, a Marine is not going to turn and walk away. They're going to do whatever is necessary, to the point of giving their life.
Admiral Chester Nimitz said about Iwo Jima, uncommon valor was a common virtue. The stories I hear at reunions should be on Silver Star citations.
Marine Corps history is very important, and I'm glad that it's still being taught. I'm glad that my fellow Marines that didn't come back are being remembered, are being discussed in squad bays till this day.
Marines are tough. I think there's something about a young man or young woman who comes into the Marine Corps that they perhaps were born with and didn't even know it.
You can do it. You can do it all. You are capable more than you think, and there are so many people in the Marine Corps who want to enable that. You're now fighting for your brothers and sisters.
What was common then, and from what I can tell, what's common now, is the camaraderie. You watch my back, I'll watch your back. Don't want to let people down on either side of you.
There's no better thing than camaraderie and talking through it and sharing certain pieces with individuals, because it creates a bond that is unbreakable.
everybody wants to be a champion. Everybody really wants to be part of the best.
Marines, you are the strength of our Corps. And your actions determine the fate of millions of future warriors and their ability to stand on your shoulders. I know that you're ready.
As we come together to celebrate our 248th birthday, I encourage every Marine to reflect on our history and think about the moment when you ask yourself, do I have what it takes? You are on the journey that few have dared to begin.
Take pride in what you represent. You are the pinnacle of professional warriors and the model for others to follow. Sergeant Major Ruiz and I are proud to stand among you, and we'll be with you every step of the way. Happy birthday, Marines, and Semper Fidelis.
We're Marines till we die. And we require a 2-week notice for that.
Traditionally, regardless of the location, Marines pause to observe our birthday by sharing a cake and usually a holiday meal. A sword is used to cut the cake as a reminder that we are a band of warriors, committed to carrying the swords that our nation may live in peace. The first piece of cake is presented to the guest of honor, Mr. William Lowe. The second piece is presented to the oldest Marine cadet in command, signifying the honor and respect accorded to experience and seniority. The oldest Marine cadet this morning is Cadet Sergeant Michael Hargrove, who was born December 19th, 2004. Symbolically, the eldest Marine present passes a piece of cake to the youngest Marine present. Just as for years our experienced Marines have nurtured and led young Marines that will fill our ranks and renew our Corps. The youngest Marine cadet this morning is Cadet Private Kaylee Wilkerson, who was born August 3rd, 2010.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the Marine Corps birthday portion. Now, the next thing we're going to do is remember and honor the POWs and the missing in action who never came home. If I could, I need everybody to go ahead and rise.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the center of our gathering. You may have noticed the table set before you. It is filled with symbolism. I will explain. This table is set for our prisoners of war and those missing in action from all wars. They are not with us today. Their chairs are empty, but safe for their return. Let us remember the men and women, prisoners of war from all wars and all branches of service that are too often forgotten. Let us remember. The tablecloth is white, symbolizing the purity of their intentions to respond to our nation's call to arms, so that their children could remain free. Remember, the lone candle symbolizes the frailty of a prisoner alone, trying to stand up against his oppressors. Remember, the black ribbon on the table reminds us of those who will not be coming home. Remember, there is salt on the plate, symbolic of the family's tears as they wait and remember. The glasses are inverted. They cannot toast with us tonight. Maybe tomorrow, we remember. The red, white, and blue ribbon is tied to the flower vase by a yellow ribbon that was worn by thousands who awaited their return. Remember. As we look upon this empty table, do not remember ghosts from the past. Remember our comrades. Remember those whom we depended on in battle. They depend on us to bring them home. Remember our friends. They are the ones we love, who love life and freedom as we do. They will remember what we do. Please honor and remember them.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. It is my distinguished honor to introduce our guest of honor, Mr. William Lowe. He proudly served in the Marine Corps for 9 years. He has over 20 years of experience in governance, management, tribal business development, negotiating government and tribal contracts. Mr. Lowe's had the opportunity to work with everybody across the state of Oklahoma, to include nationally. Currently serves as the speaker for the National Council of the Muskogee Nation. He also serves on the National Center of American Indian Enterprise Development, on their board of directors, and locally on the Okmulgee County YMCA board. He served sea duty, he served ashore, and it's my honor, and please give a warm welcome to Mr. William Lowe.
Thank you very much. How's everybody doing today? Outstanding, good deal. Again, my name is William Lowe. I'm the National Council Speaker of the House for the Muskogee Creek Nation, and it is an honor to be here with you all today. You know, one of the things that I like to leave when I do any kind of presentations to students, to anybody, is to leave you with believing in yourself. You know, I grew up in Eufaula, Oklahoma. I went to boarding school at the Eufaula dormitory there. It's a Muskogee Creek Nation boarding school. So for me, just like earlier today, it was an easy transition for me from the way I grew up and eating in our chow hall and living in our little racks in our rooms to going into the Marine Corps and going to boot camp, and then even moving forward and living in the barracks, the Quonset huts, all that good stuff. So for me, it was almost meant to me to be a Marine for me. So I just want to say what an honor it is to be here today. You know, one of the things that I learned in the Marines, I served 9 years in the Marine Corps infantry. You know, I wasn't in the actual infantry job the whole time. I was able to be a marksmanship instructor. I got to do a lot of different things in the Marine Corps, but one of the things that will always stick with me is leadership. You know, when I grew up, I was very shy. I didn't hardly talk to nobody. I would never ask questions. I just listened and observed. And as an adult, I still do a lot of observation, but now I know, being a Marine, being a leader, you have to ask those questions to understand, to know. So all of you, and I know not all of us are outgoing people, a lot of us are shy, but as you mature, as you get out of high school and mature, you'll find it out for yourself. So I just say, always inside, try to find that courage to ask questions. Try to find that courage to do the right thing. Because for me, one of the great things that I'm very proud of, even in my past 4 years as a public official for the Creek Nation, is to have those ethics. Do the right thing when no one's looking, right? Always do the right thing. If you go work out and you want to do 10 reps and you're on 8 and you want to quit, take a break, finish those 2 reps, right? Finish those reps. Get those 10 done. Just like anything. You want to read a book and you got 2 pages left and you're so tired, go to sleep, wake up, finish those 2 pages. But always get the job done regardless. So for me in the Marines, that's what it really taught me, was how to be a great leader, how to be very ethical. And I tell you, you know, if you're considering going into the Marine Corps, join. Go to the Marines, learn. Because for me, it was the best move that I ever made, because it taught me to be a good leader. It helped me get my undergraduate degrees at Bacone College. You know, I got out of high school, I went to Bacone for a semester. School wasn't for me. I just was never a student. And really what it was is I wasn't mature enough yet to do the work on my own in college, because in college, once you pay your tuition, they don't care if you're there or not. It's up to you to be in class. It's up to you to turn in that work. It's up to you to finish those assignments. And at that time in my life, I was 17 years old when I graduated high school. I wasn't a student. I wasn't mature enough. So when I went into the Marines, I learned all that I did. I traveled the world. I mean, I was fortunate to turn 21 years old in Corfu, Greece. I've been to all kind of different countries in Europe. I mean, it was such an amazing time for me. But when I got out and when I got home, when I moved back to Oklahoma, I wanted to finish Bacone College. So when I went to Bacone, after I left for boot camp early, I didn't finish my semester because 2 guys in front of me got hurt, and they said, "Will, we need you to go to boot camp next Friday." So I did it. I went a year before I was supposed to. Quit school, I do my 9 years in the Marines. 11 years goes by, I go back to Bacone, I go to my instructors and they said, "You have all Fs from years ago because you didn't finish your semester." So for me, I had to get academic forgiveness from the board of directors, and I started my college career all over. So I was able to get my college degrees at Bacone College in Muskogee, and then years later, I got my Master's of Business Administration, an MBA at Grand Canyon University. So to me, it's always an honor to be one of the few infantrymen that have a master's degree. I know there's several of us that do, but it's great to just be able to talk to the kiddos and all these different folks that say, you know, my grandfather was a veteran, never got his degrees, but I did get my degrees, and that's something that no one can ever take away from me. So I say, I know that college isn't for everybody, but if you go to technical school, go get them certificates. Go get them whatever you need to get, your technical understanding of whatever industry you decide to go in. But I say never stop learning. And I also say never go and not do the right thing. You know, you're all here at Sapulpa High together. We all come from different families, but when you graduate and you leave and you all come back for your reunion, you'll all be Sapulpa High graduates. So always remember that. We might not come from the same families, but you're here as a unit together. And for me, that's what the Marine Corps taught me. That's what the boarding school taught me. You know, I was on an aircraft carrier my first 2 years. I never would have thought infantrymen would be on a Navy ship, but I lived on one for 2 years on the USS Theodore Roosevelt. That group, we had 24 Marines, infantry Marines, and from the time my first 2 years in the Marine Corps, every year we get together and celebrate the Marine Corps birthday together. Unfortunately, this year I chose to stay around here, spend my Marine birthday, spend Veterans Day in Oklahoma, but all my 23 other buddies, they're in Norfolk, Virginia right now celebrating and flying in today to celebrate the Marine Corps birthday. So they'll have a great weekend and celebrating just like we do every year. But I just want to thank you all for letting me be here. I want to just say that, again, if you're wondering what to do next, what's your next goal in life, what's the next thing you're going to do in life, give the Marines a chance. I always say that. If it's not for you, then find something else. But finish the job. Do the right thing. Learn to be a leader. Ask those questions, because if you never ask a question, you'll never know the answer. You know, one of the things that I just did a campaign for my re-election in the council, for the Creek Council. It didn't work out my way. I didn't get re-elected. The people made their choice, but you know what? I've had the best 4 years of my life serving the Creek Nation people. To me, always take that chance. If you fail and you keep trying and you fail again, it's the experience that you're gaining from it. So never look at it as a loss. You learn something, you know what it felt like, you know what you have to do to make the next one better. So always give it a chance, regardless of what it is. Give it a chance. If you're worried about asking him or her out, go for it. You never know, right? Go for it, because it might work out for you. But don't be afraid not to try. So with my last 2 minutes, I want to give it, do you have any questions whatsoever? I know it was a quick speech, but I just want to say again, thank you for letting me be here. Always do the right thing, become that leader, finish what you start. Any questions? No questions, outstanding. Well, I want to wish you all a great, great school year. Thank you, Sapulpa, for letting me be here. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Sir, thank you so much for those remarks. I'm going to put the mic down because we have something for him.
You hadn't seen it yet. Sir, as a token of our appreciation for coming here, we're presenting you with a limited edition signed print, framed, matted, and it's called Reflection of Honor. And that's what you are. We appreciate it.
The next event we have for you, and this is our final event, we're going to play the All Services Medley. So, you all have done this before. If you have a family member or relative that has served in that particular branch, when that service hymn is played, please stand up. United States Army. United States Navy. United States Coast Guard. United States Air Force. And the United States Marine Corps. Ladies and gentlemen, nothing happens in life without a team effort, and I would be remiss if I did not thank the choir, the band, IT, Mr. Markley, the faculty and staff that all help us put this assembly on. And again, I want to commend you for your absolutely superb behavior during this assembly and the respect that you've shown to our veterans, to our guests of honor, and those that are missing in action and never came home. This concludes the assembly, and I believe you are dismissed to lunch.